I would like you to list out the things that you believe with all your heart, but before you start, I'm gonna read to you some of mine. Some are really serious, and then some are just kind of like general philosophies in life, and I want you to have a nice combination of both of those things. Why are you staring at me like that? You ready? Things you believe with all your heart. Open your journal. All right, so number 1, there's beauty in everything. Number 2, good happens. Number 3, the truth is the truth. Number 4, people won't remember what you do or say, but they will always remember how you made them feel. Number 5, people want to be loved. Number 6, love can heal all wounds. Number 7, death is the great equalizer. Number 8, optimism is the glass is always full. Half with air, half with water. Number 9, never take for granted the people that you love. And number 10, people are not disposable. Here's my random stuff. I believe you should wash your face every night. I just think it's really good for you. I believe you should drink water. I believe you should stretch your brain muscles every single day. I believe in the art of reading. I think it's good for your brain muscles. I believe that everybody should get a Sonicare because you put that toothbrush in your mouth and the plaque just runs away. I believe in owning a dog or a pet, if some of you are cat lovers. It just makes you a kinder, more compassionate human being. I believe in relaxing. I believe in playing cards. And I know somebody said last period, poker? And I'm like, well, no, not really. But I love playing cards with my family, especially my grandma when she was around. I believe you should snuggle your kids. And since none of you have kids, I would say snuggle your parents, right? I believe all of us need a great pair of jeans, right, boys? I need to snuggle. Right? Okay, and I believe you should not scrimp on things that you spend a lot of time in, such as shoes, sheets, and underwear. Just saying. Okay, so you have 4 minutes to list as many things that you believe, both significant and insignificant. On your marks, get set, go. It's a silent writing activity. Wrap up your thinking. Okay, I shorted you 1 minute because I want to give you 1 minute to share what you have with your group. And as you share it with your group, if you, for some reason, hear one that somebody has, and you're like, oh, I believe that too. They don't have ownership over it, right? They just stimulated the idea for you, so you feel free to steal it, okay? You have 1 minute to share, go.
Okay. Obama is the worst thing that has ever happened in this country.
Are you kidding? Not World War II, not
Just the bandwagon, just like.
No, I seriously.
I don't think this is a time to discuss politics,
Did you see the
especially
between
because
the
I'm
two
15 and don't know anything about that.
between the two phones, it was like it's like being the last black president, and one was like, what's it like meeting the president for the last time? Anyway,
Do you have one?
It's always come up to me in bathing suits, I swear. I'm like,
She cracked you up.
Pregnant people are disgusting.
I can't help it, but I swear they know that I think that, so they always like target me when they're in bathing suits. I'm just like, not today.
All right, let's keep sharing, keep sharing.
Always hard to keep going.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, I think school should start later because your brain functions.
Yep.
I agree.
You hit your peak intelligence around
You can't learn anything.
late morning. Yeah, you hit your peak intelligence around late morning, and then by like 2, you should really sleep. You should take like a nap, and then you keep going up. That's how our bodies are set
I have
up.
stickers.
Okay, I said school should start later.
Batman.
Your hair looks good, you just
I'd like to hear one from each group, somebody who will share whether they thought was funny or clever or delightful or made you smile. Okay, are we ready? Newman, give me one from your group.
School should start
Okay,
later because we all put
we
that.
believe school should start later because your brain technically functions at its peak around 10.
10 a.m. or p.m.?
AM.
Then you'd have to stay till 7.
But you can sleep.
You'd stay till 4.
So like,
Okay, wait. It's their belief. Let them have their belief. It's all right. Okay, keep going, Newman.
so like I think like you be smarter and you can do a lot more in school than
You
like,
wouldn't be as
like
tired.
snooze through first and second period.
Okay,
So-
excellent. Thank you. Somebody
Yeah,
from
we
this group.
sleep
Who has a
through
good one?
class.
Oh, I have one.
Okay.
Golf is not a sport.
Definitely.
Go ahead and disagree.
Okay.
You
Over
play
here.
golf?
Google it. It's considered
Life
a
isn't
hobby.
short. It's the longest thing
Really?
you have.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. Over here.
It's not always who
Okay, you guys
talks the
listening?
most sense that gets their point across. It's whoever talks the loudest gets their point across.
Interesting. Okay, over here. Ladies,
Looking up, not down.
say that again.
Looking up, not down.
Looking up, not down. I like that. There goes a little joker for you. Hi, come on in. And my final group, last but never least. Okay, Cassidy.
Okay. It costs nothing to be nice.
I love that one. I would totally steal that if I was
Keys, and then
All right, so here's what we're doing today. I need you guys to check out.
Do you have like a bird section?
Check out the handout that is sitting in front of you that says, "What do you believe?" Okay. One of my favorite things to listen to is put out by NPR. Does anybody know what NPR is?
Yes, everyone knows what NPR
You're so smart. Excellent. So National Public Radio. Who listens to it? I got 1, I got 2, I got 3, I got 4, 5. Okay. On NPR, there's a segment called All Things Considered, and sometimes they'll actually throw onto the segment something called This I Believe. And they used to, for years, have like dignitaries or people who are kind of relatively famous in some form or fashion write their essays, but then they opened it up to their listeners. And so the one that I want to share with you is probably one of my all-time favorites because it's about pizza. And I love pizza. But more than that, I just really like the simplicity of it, and I like how you can write an essay about something that seems kind of like not that big of a deal, but really there's a lot of thinking behind it. So you're gonna actually get a chance to listen to it. I have it pulled up here for you. And as you're listening, what I would like you to do is I want you to follow along. Hopefully my computers will cooperate. And as you are following along, you're gonna be thinking about the questions which are on the right-hand side of your column. So the number 1 question asks you, what does the author believe? In other words, what is the author's claim? Do you remember what a claim is?
Yes.
Somebody raise their hand.
Can I just throw my journal at her?
It's what you're trying to prove. Excellent. It's like your thesis, but it's what you're trying to prove, right? Where do we see claims?
A claim jumper.
Just high five her right now. She is on fire. You see them in argument essays. Okay, am I showing you an argument essay? Maybe. I like how you're keeping the option open. Okay, so maybe. Okay, as you're watching it, you are going to, oh good, it might work. You're going to look for the claim. In other words, what does the author believe? And I want you to write that down. The next question asks you, what evidence does she use to support her claim? In other words, what reasons does she list to support what she believes? And
I believe in the power of love.
Are we watching a video?
okay, hold on. The last question asks you to think about, how does the author organize her piece? What does she do to move the reader through her belief and her evidence? So when I'm talking about organization, I'm talking about how she actually structures the writing piece and what that does for the reader, what the effect is. Okay? All right, here we go.
I believe it deeply and sincerely. I believe in the importance of passing this knowledge. I believe that everyone wants to love
all need add up to my belief in the dignity of the individual.
I believe in people.
This I believe.
NPR is reviving the 1950s radio series This I Believe, and we've asked for your help. We're collecting your statements of personal belief. Today, we feature our show's first listener essay. Here's the curator of the series This I Believe, independent producer Jay Allison.
Sarah Adams told us she heard our invitation and liked the fact that everybody was included, not just heads of state and other famous Americans. Adams teaches English composition at the Community College in Bremerton, Washington. She has never published or broadcast anything before, but this essay, she said, had been rattling around in her head. She just needed the assignment. Here's Sarah Adams with her essay for This I Believe.
If I have one operating philosophy about life, it is this. Be cool to the pizza delivery dude. It's good luck. 4 principles guide the pizza dude philosophy. Principle 1. Coolness to the pizza delivery dude is a practice in humility and forgiveness. I let him cut me off in traffic. Let him safely hit the exit ramp from the left lane. Let him use his blinker without extending any of my digits out the window or towards my horn, because there should be one moment in my harried life when a car may encroach or cut off or pass, and I let it go. Sometimes when I've become so certain of my ownership of my lane, daring anyone to challenge me, the pizza dude speeds by in his rusted Chevette. His pizza light atop his car glowing like a beacon reminds me to check myself as I flow through the world. After all, the dude is delivering pizza to young and old, families and singletons, gays and straights, blacks, whites, and browns, rich and poor, and vegetarians and meat lovers alike. As he journeys, I give safe passage, practice restraint, show courtesy, and contain my anger. Principle 2. Coolness to the pizza delivery dude is a practice in empathy. Let's face it, we've all taken jobs just to have a job because some money is better than none. I've held an assortment of these jobs and was grateful for the paycheck that meant I didn't have to share my Cheerios with my cats. In the big pizza wheel of life, sometimes you're the hot bubbly cheese and sometimes you're the burnt crust. It's good to remember the fickle spinning of that wheel. Principle 3. Coolness to the pizza delivery dude is a practice in honor, and it reminds me to honor honest work. Let me tell you something about these dudes. They never took over a company and, as CEO, artificially inflated the value of the stock and cashed out their own shares, bringing the company to the brink of bankruptcy, resulting in 20,000 people losing their jobs while the CEO builds a home the size of a luxury hotel. Rather, the dudes sleep the sleep of the just. Principle 4. Coolness to the pizza delivery dude is a practice in equality. My measurement as a human being, my worth, is the pride I take in performing my job, any job, and the respect with which I treat others. I am the equal of the world not because of the car I drive, the size of the TV I own, the weight I can bench press, or the calculus equations I can solve. I am the equal to all I meet because of the kindness in my heart. And it all starts here, with a pizza delivery dude. Tip him well, friends and brethren, for that which you bestow freely and willingly will bring you all the happy luck that a grateful universe knows how to return.
Sarah Adams, an English teacher from Port Orchard, Washington, reading her essay for This I Believe. We're inviting
Okay. So I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to have a conversation with your team about the questions that we just discussed. So remember, you're looking for what her claim is, you're looking for what her evidence is to support that, to convince her readers, and then you're looking at specifically how she organized the piece to take the reader through it. You have 2 minutes, go, discuss.
Okay, the claim. And like it wraps up, I think, like in this general area. Like, it doesn't matter like how much you can bench press, the size of the TV. It all starts in the kindness of your heart. Like, because it kind of like brings it together. And it's like a message.
Yeah, and it was in like a, what is that called? Like a pamphlet.
I like how you annotated.
Like guides to this.
It's very good.
It's like, it's easy to
Maya.
Listings. I'll probably get fired my first day.
I think it's funny that like she can't just say be a good person.
And put it into
It's
like.
a good, no, be a good person.
And she had really
paid.
Yeah, like ones first and last.
And so you'll have some luck and get some coming back.
Well, she took in the depth the fact that a pizza dude represents.
That was passionate. I like that.
So what did you guys get for like evidence?
Just list the 4 principles.
Okay.
You guys good? Did you have a chance to look at all the questions? You have about 30 seconds to wrap up your conversation.
So guys,
I've never done that.
This reminded me of the.
Do you like go and get the pizza?
Well, I don't
Why do you do that?
I don't know.
The whole reason of buying pizza is so that you don't have to leave.
I don't ever like buy pizza though. We always have like frozen pizzas in the freezer.
Look up here for a
Just put it in the
second.
oven.
Okay, so obviously this is something that's published on the radio, but then they also came out with a book, which I have in my possession. This is actually Miss Callahan's from room 101. She brought it over for me this morning because I was looking through my bookshelves last night and I couldn't find it. And they have another one too. It's all just This I Believe, and it's all about love. And they put it out sometime, I think I bought it last Valentine's Day or something. It was on the Amazon buy of the day or something along those lines. But it's kind of cute because they're really fast, easy reads about all kinds of different subjects. Okay, so let's go back to the piece, the pizza delivery dude. What is her claim? Who knows it? I've got little stickers, yeah.
To be cool to the pizza guy.
Okay, excellent. It's good luck? Who said that?
All of us.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. No.
Pass them around. Okay, what evidence does she use to support this? What is she telling us why we should be convinced to do it? Tell me.
He's not mean. He's just a normal guy.
He's just a normal guy trying to do his job. What else? Yeah, Brittany.
She says like each thing like it practices all of these qualities like humility and empathy.
Yeah, when you're nice to him, it practices all those qualities that are good for humans, like humility and empathy. Okay, what else does she say is her reasoning for doing it?
Squirrel.
Jacob, tell me.
It's a practice in empathy and in honor.
In honor, excellent. What else? Did she use anything else?
Did we say humility and forgiveness?
We did talk humility and forgiveness. Tell me about the concrete things, though, that she says that it's good for. Yeah.
She's like implying that you don't know what the guy has been through, like that, so you shouldn't be mean to him.
Yeah, excellent.
He's not like the CEO that like busted everyone's lives.
Okay, you're not like this. He isn't like the CEO. How many of you have a job in here? Not very many. Okay, I know this is hard to believe, but I have held my fair share of really, really cruddy jobs. Like really cruddy jobs. As bad as easily being a pizza delivery dude. Okay, so just being nice to the people who are performing the jobs that maybe we look and think, right, it's not that big of a deal, is, I think, it does say something about your character, right? What else? Yeah, Kylie.
As a friend to like, this is how we should treat all people as a school, because she's saying that we all are human, we all have to do these things, and like, I'm equal to all I meet because of the kindness in my heart, and she's just bringing it back to that at the end, like wrapping it up and
I think that's lovely how you put that into a nutshell. That's perfect. Exactly. Last bit.
My
Yes.
favorite, well, she says that sometimes we're the hot bubbly cheese, but other times we're the burnt crust, so we're all equal.
Yeah, and there are going to be times in your lives and in mine, right, when we're on top of the world, and then other times when perhaps we're not. All right, so below that it says, what do you think about her claim? What do you think about her claim, and what do you think? How do you think we should treat the pizza delivery dude? How many of you have gotten pizza in the last week?
Yes, me.
Okay, in the last month you've had pizza. Okay.
In the last month,
Okay.
yeah.
And the second question that I want you to discuss really quickly with your group. What piece of evidence resonates with you most? Okay, so I'm going to give you 1 minute to have that conversation really quickly. Go. So you're answering these two. Yeah.
Who don't have like those high-paying jobs, the jobs that require a college degree, and like.
I would always give them answering these two, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know my grandma does.
Yeah. Read these later for me. Yeah. I know they're hard to resist because they're like little love notes. You might forget them though. You should put them in your bag.
I'm gonna write you a love note.
Are you doing these two right here?
Thinking about it. Discussing with my group.
Dear Jacob, my appreciation for this piece of writing flows like the rivers of Niagara Falls.
We don't need to talk like Shakespeare.
But don't I?
Do you know which country eats the most pizza? Guess. No. Why does everyone guess America? Brazil. You could go to a different pizza place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a whole year in Brazil.
Who knew? All right, so which piece of evidence resonates the most with you? Come on back. Come on back. All right, so which piece of evidence resonates the most with you? What do you think her most compelling is?
Principle 2.
Which is?
The practice empathy one.
Okay, practice empathy. Anybody have a different one? Grace?
The first one where she's delivering to like everyone, like gays and straights, that thing.
I love that whole line where she says, let me find it up here. Because I think the end piece is probably the most brilliant part in the line where she says, he is delivering to old families and young families and singletons, gays and straights, blacks, whites, browns, rich, poor, and here's my favorite part, vegetarian, meat lovers, right? Because that's very pizza-like. Okay, yeah.
I did the line underneath that where it's like, I give safe passage, practice restraint, show courtesy, and contain my anger.
I don't. So.
You don't? You don't? Okay, and last one. I'm out of stickers all of a sudden.
I wonder why.
Okay, last one, Courtney.
I like
Monday.
like the CEO part about like while the CEO
of the luxury hotel, like he doesn't.
Okay, excellent. All right, so here's what I want to ask you. How does she organize it? What does she do that's different, Emma?
Well, we were trying to remember the word for parallelism. So she repeats the first line for every paragraph that she writes.
That's really great. Excellent catch. Tell me, Kylie.
And Mackenzie said that she liked her diction and word choice, and her tone was very casual, but it still kind of got across to you. Because NPR in the morning, you can kind of be like, sometimes.
Right.
When you hear it, and it's like someone's talking to you and having a conversation with you, then it's more easy it's easier to take in and understand.
Excellent pick. How does she set it up, Brittany?
I was gonna say I feel like her most important principles are first and last, so as to keep them interesting and whatnot.
Excellent. And Stella, what did you want to point out?
What's something that the pizza delivery guy might do to make it angry.
Right.
So we can all relate to that to some extent because some cars always been stupid on the lane or something, but then we need to kind of let it go. And then she goes on to principle 2, and then she talks about the pizza itself, and then while she keeps those things grounded, she gets a bit more abstract in number 3, and then, well, into number 4, but number 3 still is CEO, but then it kind of just gradually becomes less grounded to what we can relate to, but then we can still relate to it, but it's more like...
Excellent. Excellent. I know that was it hard to hear over here?
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and sum this up in one sentence. Wow, you said so many important things. She says that it's relatable, right? We can all relate to it because we've all had somebody cut us off and we all want to be like, extending digits that we probably shouldn't extend in the car, right? So we know what that feels like. We have that connection piece. Maybe it's not pizza delivery dude. Okay, my brand new drivers. Maybe it's not the pizza delivery dude, but it is something
Somehow
that.
I don't believe that.
Stay with me. That we can relate to, right? And so this idea of, and then she says that he takes us through she takes us through concrete things and then kind of abstract things. Excellent point, Stella. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to have you flip it over. Let's look at the next one. All right. So what I would like you to do on the next one is, are we ready? You're going to read the next one, which is called The Practice of Slowing Down by Phil Powers. And it's a really fast one. What I'd like you to do is I want you to rotate the paragraphs in your group. And when you finish, it should take you about 5 minutes to read it and then answer the questions. The questions ask you again, same thing. What is the author's claim? What does he want you to buy into or believe? Okay, what evidence does he use to support his claim? And then how does he change the way he organizes the piece? What ends up happening is most people see the pizza delivery dude and they're like, oh my gosh, so all I have to do is do 4 principles and I've got my this I believe. That's actually part of the way she chose to organize it. But he approaches it very differently, so I want you to see and highlight the difference between the two. So you have 5 minutes to do that and answer the questions. Get going. Go, start.
Okay, I'll do the first one. Unbelievably important. I grew up in a frantic household.
Calm down.
Parents working jobs and demanded their attention 24/7. I was little and fast in restaurant, and I still have this person inside me, always at risk.
House offered a peaceful respite. My passion for the vertical world took me from tall trees in my backyard to climbing steep cliffs and crags. As a teen, I was moving easily over the landscape of the American West and was drawn to the higher summits.
To climbing steep cliffs and crags. As a teen, I was moving easily over the landscapes of the American West and was drawn to higher summits. When I was 19, I learned something called the rest step from an old mountain climber named Paul Petzold. He advised me to rest in the middle of each step completely, but briefly. The rest step, which I still practice today, allows me to walk or climb with little effort. I can move very quickly yet still find a pause at every step. Read.
Oh. The awareness of pace I owe to my teacher has served me whether I am seeking the world's highest summits, sharing my love for the mountains with others, or kneeling to look at my son, Gus, in the eye when he has a question. Gus. Gus.
Read. It serves me.
It serves me as a drive, adjusting my speed to gain a bit of calm and reach my destination only minutes behind the record time. A faster lane might provide.
Who's next?
It serves me at home where we maintain a tradition of gathering each night at the dinner table to eat and talk to each other.
In times of crisis, pace comes to my aid. Another of Petzold's lessons was when faced with an emergency, sit down, collect yourself, make a plan. When needs seem most urgent, even life-threatening, the practice of slowing down offers calm and clarity.
Courtney or Maya?
No, you can go.
In 1987, I was in Pakistan to climb Gashfur, the world's highest peaks. We were a small group and it was a very big mountain. Our expedition faced more than its share of difficulty.
Faced with emergency, sit down, collect yourself, make a plan. When needs seem most urgent, even life-threatening, the practice of slowing down offers calm and clarity.
In 1987, I was in Pakistan to climb Gasherbrum 2, one of the world's highest peaks. We were a small group and it was a very big mountain. Our expedition faced more than its share of difficulty. A long storm wiped out most of our food rations and an avalanche devastated our camp, obliterating our tents. One of our party developed altitude sickness. Blood poisoning threatened another. In the face of each disaster, we carefully developed a new plan. Snow caves replaced lost tents, soups replaced full meals. Eventually, we We climbed slowly to the top and made our way safely down.
Okay, you guys done with the reading? So go on to the
Slows me
questions.
down and grants me a view of a sunset, a smile from a stranger, or a conversation with a child. I owe these moments to what I learned from an old mountain climber and have practiced ever since.
You guys,
When
are
you
you
wake up from like your deep sleep and you open your eyes, you're not like blinded by the light.
But then you don't wake up correctly.
Like, oh, it's dark.
are you guys done with the reading? Are we talking about the thing?
The daylight savings.
Okay.
Because it's, retired.
So let me ask you this. Have you started the questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Finish them up. You have 1 minute. You guys have 1 minute.
The freeway thing.
I'm never gonna want to read about
You have
mountains
1
again after
minute,
this
right,
freaking
Will?
unit.
Do you have your questions answered? Doesn't look like it.
Fly.
He believes in peace.
The rest step.
Get your little arrows. Excellente.
Oh, God.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so have you finished all these questions?
I'm answering this one right
Okay,
now.
when you finish that one, nope, don't worry about that yet. I do want you to think about this. It says, what do these types of writings remind you of in regards to the writings we've already done this year? So I want you to
Personal essay.
You're so smart. Write that down.
Hey, I wrote one here.
I know, I wrote it right there, too.
When you finish all 3 of these questions, I want you to go just to this question. So I want you to think about what these essays remind you of in regards to what we've already written this year. Okay?
The practice of slowing down.
Yeah.
Okay. When you finish those 2 questions, I want you to go on to this last little one. It says,
Does relatable have an
these types of
E
essays
after the
remind
T?
you of in regards to the types of writing we've already done this year. Okay?
E after the T.
Is it relatable?
Yeah, it's for
Okay.
Look at your almost. I don't even have to talk to you about that question. You already wrote it down.
Yeah.
How did you know that, genius?
First, there's a story, and then there's a universal truth.
Oh my gosh, Jacob, you're amazing. Okay, over here. Yeah. There you go. You're done. Look at. Excellent. Okay, most of you are finished, and because of the time, I want to keep us moving.
Seriously going to step this woman.
So let's go on back to what does this author believe? The practice of slowing down. What's his claim? What is he trying to get us to do? Tell me.
The practice of slowing down offers calm and clarity.
Excellent. How many of you feel like you move too fast?
Sometimes I move too slow. It's either in
You
extreme.
Well, only you would say that. Okay, how many of you think your parents move too fast?
They move too slow.
They do.
We have to go somewhere and they move too slow.
She says,
Okay.
It's like
car,
something I don't want to do. They're
Focus. Why do you think he chose to write about this? Tell me.
Because he's like one who climbs mountains, so he really has to like practice pace and stuff, and so I think he can like really understand the importance of like slowing down
And translating that.
yourself.
Yeah, excellent. And translating it to life. Yeah.
I talked about how, like, his opening thing is the importance of pace, and then he takes it in small doses, basically, and he talks about how, like, in a mountain, you're forced to do that because there's problems to that end of it if you are rushing, and then he takes it to the life spectrum where, in life, like, when he talks about his son, like, if you don't take moments like that, they're gone too quick. So I think he gives it in that he gives opposite ends of it.
Excellent point. Yeah.
I think he also talks about it like the importance of pace because, like, it can make or like it can like determine the outcome of a certain situation in a positive or negative way.
Excellent. Thank you, Bella. All right. So what evidence does he use to support his claim that we should kind of just slow down? What do we see in there?
Climbing mountains.
Brittany.
He shows like that you use it when you're driving and you use it when you're like climbing mountains, and you like it makes things easier and more convenient if you slow down.
Okay. Anybody else have another thought on that? More evidence that he uses to support the movement to slow down?
He says some stuff.
Yeah, Emma.
Well, we talked about how he takes the root of his belief. So he starts off with his what was it? His climbing teacher, and then he talks about how that gets put into like him driving, or him with his kid, or his everyday life. So.
His everyday life. Excellent. Okay, and that you're not raising your hand, are you? You're stretching. Okay. All right, the last one asks you to think about his approach to organization, but I want to combine that with the last question that I have you think about, which is, what types of essays do these remind you of that we've already written this year? So I'm just curious, let's answer that first so we can talk a little bit about the organization.
Right here.
Do one of you want to answer?
Me right here.
Okay, go.
Personal essay.
It does remind you of the personal essay. What comes in a personal essay again?
Personal experience.
Story.
What is it?
Diction.
The other question, truth,
A universal truth, right? And, I'm sorry?
Story.
A personal story that connects it for the reader.
There you go, kiddo.
Okay, what else does it remind you of?
Reminds me of an argument
essay?
Argumentative essay. 'Cause,
Okay,
like,
excellent. Did you have something different?
She's like, nope, wrong, next.
A personal essay, but with the argument structure.
Yeah, definitely, right? There's this term out in the world of English anyway, and they say that everything is an argument. And when you really start to think about it,
No.
it kind of is, right? Because everybody's trying to prove you or convince you of something. You're just trying to be sassy today. Do you want to add in? Okay, this is important. I love this one. Say it again.
The power of words essay.
The power of words essay, right? Because our words are powerful. All right, I want you just to look at the title below. What is the title? Of The Height of Mount Everest. What do you think that essay, this I believe essay will be about?
Like something very important.
The height of
Of
Mount
clothes. There's a picture of clothes. No. Socks.
Laundry.
I was gonna say like reaching towards the top of your own goal.
Okay, we have over here, you've read ahead, you've actually looked at the context clues, so I'm gonna just put you on pause. Okay, but over here she says, what was it?
Reaching to the top of your own goal.
Reaching to the top of your own goals. Last period, people are like, it's about climbing Mount Everest. I'm like, okay, that seems pretty ordinary. That seems like, right? Okay, read the first paragraph with your little partners right there in your group.
That's so funny. Let's go for it. A jumble of crumpled fabric lies in the corner of the room. A plethora of clothes and textures.
2 sentences.
I believe in the importance of pace. I grew up in a frenetic household, both parents working jobs.
I was just gonna let him keep going and see how long it took him to notice.
It's this one.
We've definitely already read that, Jay. Wake up.
But it said to read the first paragraph, what is it about? I thought that's what you were.
No, Jay. And you thought wrong.
The title to the left. Then read the first paragraph.
Okay, are you done?
A jumble of
Newman,
crumpled. Right.
tell us what this is about. Okay, listen, we need like almost a drum
I
roll.
don't know how to say that.
Newman?
Plethora.
I'm not sure, but I think it's socks.
Socks, right? Socks.
One word.
Yeah.
Go more deeply into it. It can also be about your responsibilities.
Ooh.
Socks.
She is seeing that in these This I Believe essays that they often tell you a story, right? That they connect it to this larger universal truth. So, okay, remember reading about Sandy Pittman? Does anybody raise your hand? Don't blurt it out, because I might actually give a point for this. Who knows who Sandy Pittman is? No, but good try.
She's the wife of the MTV producer and she's super rich.
Okay, and what book does that come out of?
The book we're reading right now called Into Thin Air.
Okay, so I have another sheet of paper for you. Excellent. And I want you to read this.
I had a moment there.
Michelle, did you know that? You knew that, huh? All right. Are you talking about Sandy Pittman? I know. Real quick.
That was such a weird.
You can if you'd like to.
Wait, we want to do that.
Didn't want to do what?
Okay.
Read every other word.
So what I did.
Just tell the story of the freshman sitting there.
Hey.
We only what?
I bet it spells spaghetti.
Okay, so what I did is I actually took an excerpt out of our reading from Into Thin Air. And I took it out specifically about Sandy Pittman because what I love about this is I love that Krakauer approaches it very objectively. But as you're reading it, you can definitely feel, based on what we've read prior to Sandy Pittman excerpt, you can definitely feel how Krakauer feels about climbers who approach Everest. Okay? So what I would like you guys to do is I would like you to read it silently to yourself. And it's just a really fast excerpt. It should only take you about 3 minutes, but I want you to think. 2? You need 2 more? Okay. I want you to be thinking about this on the side that says, how does Krakauer describe Sandy Pittman's behavior as a climber on Everest? What evidence can you use to support your thinking? Okay. Based on what you know about your prior reading and Krakauer, how do you think he views Pittman's climbing skills and the way she travels? Okay. And if Krakauer was going to write a This I Believe essay about Mount Everest, what do you think his would be about? Okay? And then the last thing that I want you to think about is, what do you think he would write about this piece, or about in his piece, and name 3 things that are inferred from your reading of Into Thin Air. Okay? So silent reading, and I am going to ask for somebody to read it out loud for me once you finish. Do we have time? No, we don't. Okay, silent reading, go.
She's persistent. Yes, that's my favorite one. When your whole group is finished, you can have 2 minutes to confer on your answers for the questions.
Who's done?
I am.
Are you guys all done?
I don't know, but I'm going to answer it anyway.
Okay. Is everybody finished reading?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, talk, 2 minutes.
She's like overcurious, like she doesn't want to.
Pull someone else's words. So it's not his words, it's someone else's.
Like he's very factual about it.
I do?
Sounds like it.
I do, yeah. I'm very biased, yes.
So do you like him as a writer or not?
I don't know. I think it's clever what he did. I don't like Sandy Pittman
I
as
know.
a person.
It's hard not. It's
She
hard
seems
to
really ditzy and just,
self-absorbed.
yeah, oblivious to her surrounding. Just, you know, not a great person.
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys are all done? Still?
Yeah.
Still okay, answer questions. I know. Hey, you guys have like 2 minutes. That's it.
Everything I'm saying about people is being documented, so maybe I should watch it.
You've been talking too much smack, McKay, too much.
Yep.
Well, back to the article.
I thought the last.
I thought that was so funny. Oh, I thought it was hilarious when she was like talking about her interactive media. She was like, I bought 2 tape recorders and a CD-ROM player. Like, who has those anymore? Nowadays, she'd be bringing like her MacBook.
Did you guys like Sandy Pittman?
You Apple.
She just bring the founder of Apple.
She probably has like a frozen body in her fridge and Steve Jobs' body. What am I?
Too far.
I didn't even know where that came from.
I'm sorry. I didn't get much sleep last night.
Okay, about 30 seconds left before we come to our group
and then like all the
conversation.
homework's due tomorrow, like from all my classes. I got 94.
You should write your
96. You did?
Yes, I know.
It's a study guide. Yeah. What did you get on that?
Okay. All right.
What would you think you'd write
We
about,
have 4 minutes left.
This, I believe.
That's it. So I want to really quickly just kind of wrap up what we think Krakauer believes about Sandy Pittman, and if he was going to write a This I Believe article, what do you think he would incorporate into his? Would it even have Sandy Pittman? Maybe not, right? So let's go there first, yeah.
For the one where he's like, if he was going to write it, This I Believe about Mount Everest, I think he would, like Bear Grylls wrote a book about Mount Everest too, and like climbing it, and he said that when he got interviewed, the person was like, oh, how do you feel about conquering Mount Everest? And he's like, I didn't conquer it, the mountain let us climb it. Like, it's not something that you conquer, it's a privilege, it's an honor to be able to climb the mountain.
So you think Krakauer would be along the same vein? Yeah. Excellent point.
I think he'd also talk about integrity because it sounds like Pittman's ascent is very assisted, and so it's not like her own personal will that's getting her up there. It's like her Sherpas and all her accessories, and it's more like a publicity thing. It's not so much her own personal gain.
Okay, excellent. Yeah.
Oh, in the book, like after this section, it says that like she even said like, yeah, it's a lot of stuff, but she's like, if I have like the money, then I might as well just do it anyways. Like she said that like she knows that like what she's doing is not exactly normal. Yeah.
Maybe a purist
Yeah,
as a climber.
but she's like, if I have the money, then I might as well do it. Like, why not?
Okay, excellent. Brittany.
Talk about in his This I Believe about how he doesn't like how people like advertise their ascent of Mount Everest. Like he says he became closer friends with the people in his group that wanted to climb the mountain instead of wanting to get like famous or whatever from climbing it, like Rob Hall and whatever. They just wanted the money that the journalist would like provide for them. They wanted the publicity.
Okay, excellent. All right, guess what you're going to be writing? Okay, so you know your journal entry that you entered in at the beginning of class, where you wrote down the things that you're passionate about and that you care about. What I would like you to do is select one that is worthy of your time to write about. You are going to write a This I Believe essay. It'll be due for you on Friday. Now here's the deal. How you choose to organize it, whether you want to go like Sarah Adams, where she talks about the principles, or if you want to go more like Phil Powers, where he actually just does the traditional kind of essay, is completely up to you. If you have a vision for something, I want you to follow that. However, when you submit it to me, you'll get the grade, but part of your grade is also not just submitting it to me. Yes, to NPR. So, yes, you do. So look on the back side of that sheet. Let's talk about this really quickly because I have 1 minute left, so don't pack up and don't break eye contact, okay? So it says, please limit your essay to approximately 500 words. So it cannot really be longer than that, okay? Because you don't have the other side. I'll get it for you. Okay, so it needs to be about 500 words. You need to tell a story that illustrates how you feel about your personal beliefs. So this is very similar to our personal essays. Please refrain from writing an opinion piece about a public issue. We want the story of your belief, not an editorial about a current event. Tell us what you do believe in as opposed to not or like what you don't believe in. And then it says read our essay writing guidelines, which are actually I pasted them right here for you. And then it says proofread your essay before you submit it. We do not accept corrections or changes after we receive your essay. So I know sometimes when you turn it into me, you're like, phew, I'm done. I don't have to think about it. And you're not really all that concerned about maybe the mechanics and how it looks on the page. But remember, this is going to a place that they might actually publish it. They actually, when you go on the website, they have it broken into age divisions. And so I used to teach it with a kid that taught, he was like a 5-year-old. So they have all different ages on there. Right down here are your guidelines. Okay, it is due to me on Friday typed, and I need to see the submission page. So you have to print that out after you sent it to NPR. Questions?
Why are we doing this?
No?